You're watching Tag TV.
From Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India is a spellbinding mosaic of culture, tradition, languages and an extraordinary mingling civilization. Keeping its age-old culture maintained, today the country is taking huge strides in the path of development. Hello, I'm your host Skyrim Zimik, and today in our episode of My India, we bring you some of the stories that will give you a glimpse of our country's diversity. As the monsoon season arrives in India, the country gears up to enjoy the pleasant weather and the beautiful festivals that are celebrated with dancing, singing and feasting. Hariyali Teej is one among the monsoon festivities on which both married and unmarried women worship goddess Parvati to have a blissful married life or to get a good husband in the future. After a long pandemic break, the festival was organized with full fervor in the country. Take a look.
Applying henna on their hands, donning fresh clothes, singing and dancing, swinging in the air. For married women, it is the time to pray for the well-being of their husbands, and for unmarried, to seek marital bliss. These scenes were witnessed during the celebrations of Hariyali Teej, a festival celebrated to mark the reunification of goddess Parvati and Lord Shiva.
जिस प्रकार से करवा चौथ बनाते हैं उसी प्रकार से हम तीज का त्यौहार बनाते हैं। इस दिन हम व्रत रखते हैं, व्रत और बहुत कड़वा मतलब बहुत कठिन व्रत रखते हैं जिसमें पानी वानी कुछ नहीं पिया जाता है और पूरे दिन भूखे रह के और फिर उसके बाद में हम लोग सब सजते संवरते हैं, आपस में सब देरानी जेठानी सब लोग इकट्ठे होते हैं और झूले डालते हैं। तो शाम के टाइम में तो हम झूले झूलते हैं।
Celebrated in the Hindu month of Shravan, Hariyali is the celebrations of greenery and growth. During the festival, women observe fast and pray for the conjugal bliss. It is believed that goddess Parvati underwent a penance and prayed continuously to demonstrate her love towards Lord Shiva, and it was after 108 births and rebirths that he accepted her as his wife. The goddess is therefore revered and prayed upon as Teej Mata.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और हम आज हरियाली तीज है और हम आज दर्शन करने के लिए आए हैं। तो आज हरियाली तीज है तो हरियाली तीज पे हरा कलर पहना जाता है, तो इसलिए हमने आज हरा कलर सबने पहना है, पूरी हमारी फैमिली ने हरा कलर पहना हुआ है।
In a diverse country like India, different communities practice different rituals associated with the same festival.
Moving on, we will take you to Aligarh city of Uttar Pradesh, where its decade-old statue-making industry has been putting up a picture of unified India for years.
A society that lives together in peace and tranquility, prospers and grows together. The Indian society stands as an undefeatable exemplar of the model of a multicultural, harmonious society. This religious and peaceful existence could be very well be seen in the nook and corners of the country. Aligarh statue-making industry has not only been making major contributions to the country's economy, but has also been putting forward a picture of the religious coexistence in the city.
मेरा काम ये है, मैं कलर फिनिशिंग करता हूँ मूर्तियों पे। जितनी भी कलर फिनिशिंग होती हैं सारी मेरे हाथ से जाती हैं और मैं मुस्लिम हूँ तो भी मैं मूर्ति का काम कर रहा हूँ। बहुत अच्छा भाईचारा बना रहता है। हमारे मालिक हिंदू हैं, बहुत अच्छा प्यार मोहब्बत से काम कराते हैं, अपने बेटे समान समझते हैं हमें।
Aligarh statues making industry is famous for making and polishing brass statues of Hindu gods and goddesses. However, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the industry remained stagnant because of getting less business due to nationwide lockdown. Now with the country returning back to normal, the industry has started regaining business. The industry employs both Hindu and Muslims who work tirelessly without any discrimination to construct these beautiful brass statues as well as colorful picture of unified India.
ये व्यापार इतना पुराना है और यहाँ पे हम लोग सब जने मिलजुल के इस व्यापार को करते हैं। काफ़ी समस्याएं आई हैं इस लॉकडाउन में, लेकिन उन समस्याओं का निवारण हम लोगों ने मिलजुल के किया है। लेबर को काफ़ी काम मिल रहा है, इसमें हमारे मुस्लिम भाई भी लोग हैं, उन लोगों को भी काम मिल रहा है। दोनों जने मिलजुल के इस कार्य को करते हैं। करीब 5-7 हज़ार परिवार, इसमें मुस्लिम परिवार भी सम्मिलित रहते हैं, इस कार्य को करते हैं।
It is due to examples like these that India stands united and unbreakable even in the most difficult of times.
Now, a roundup of some of the major stories that made news recently.
An 87-year-old woman in capital city New Delhi who lost her husband to coronavirus is making pickles at home to raise money for the poor. Usha Gupta did not let her age become a barrier in the way of serving the needy. With the help of her granddaughter and servants, Gupta managed to make different varieties of mango pickles and sell them online to raise money.
मैंने कोशिश करके बार बार आम मंगाए और आम करवाए हेल्प लेकर सर्वेंट्स की, और मैंने ये अचार बनाए और इन लोगों ने, बच्चों ने अपने आप शीशी का अरेंजमेंट वगैरह कर आके लोगों को बना के इन्होंने बेचना शुरू किया। तो लगभग 200 बॉटल्स, जिसमें 200 ग्राम एक बॉटल में अचार आता है, वो इन्होंने बेच ली। और इसका जो भी प्रॉफिट आया वो यहाँ के जो गरीब लोग हैं जिनको खाना ये लोग देते हैं।
The idea to use her cooking skills and use it for a noble cause came after her husband and she were infected with the virus and her husband died. During her treatment in hospital, she saw people suffering, which made her want to help those hit by the pandemic. Her desire to help others made her granddaughter come up with the idea to sell pickles. The profit that is made from selling the pickles is used to feed the poor and the needy. Coronavirus pandemic and its subsequent restrictions to prevent the spread of virus left the biggest impact on school students who were left to explore remote and online education options. However, the underprivileged tribal regions of India do not have access to mobile phones and can't even think about buying smartphones with internet to continue their studies. The teachers of India's Western Maharashtra state did not give up because of this and collaborated with a local radio station to broadcast educational lectures for children.
बच्चे पढ़ाई में पीछे जा रहे थे और फिर रेडियो विश्वास से वो जो प्रोग्राम आते थे वो सुनकर वो उनकी पढ़ाई शुरू हो गई, लेकिन रेंज की वजह से उनको भी पूरी दिक्कत आने लगी थी। तो फिर पेन ड्राइव में पूरा जो सिलेबस था वो लोड करके हम उन बच्चों तक पहुंचाते थे और बच्चे भी आनंद से वो पढ़ाई करने में उनको आनंद मिलता था।
Underprivileged children of Nashik district arranged common radio among themselves with the help of school and are continuing their studies. Indian Army troops deployed at the forward post near the China border are constructing modern fast erectable modular shelters to withstand the cold and unforgiving weather of the Himalayan desert. These FEMS can be erected in a week's time and can accommodate 80 to 40 troops during extreme winters when temperatures fall to -35 to 40 degrees. The high altitude war zone is covered under snow for most part of the year. Indian Army troops deployed in Ladakh have also been provided with American 6 or 716 assault rifles and Swiss MP9 pistol guns to guard the border with China. A bus pulls into a slum in New Delhi and children flock to it holding empty plates and bowls. For the next 2 hours, they would be filling their minds and stomachs in the vehicle. Every weekday, 4 buses head into the New Delhi slums to give the children of migrants, laborers, rag pickers and scavengers a chance at education they might not get otherwise.
Mainly with mobile school bus, what we aim to achieve is to bring education to the doorstep. That's what we call actually, certain, when we look at the slums and all, the kids, they don't have that mentality that they have to study. If you study, you get a better job, and if that happens, you can get a better future. So we want to make them realize, like, there is more to where they're from, and there is a better future. They can dream big.
Each bus goes to 2 locations a day, setting up an on-board class to give about 50 children at a time basic lessons in maths, English and Hindi, along with daily meals. Ages range from 3 to 13 and some activity-based lessons are held outside. These Hope buses of non-profit group Tejas Asia are one of the several grassroots initiatives in India helping to fill the education gap caused by the coronavirus pandemic.
Sufism has been epitomizing India's composite culture as people of different religions, be it Hindus, Muslims or Christians, have been following it for years. The dargahs of the Sufi saints have been acting as a guidance force for its devotees and have been putting forth a picture of unified India for years. Today we will take you to one such dargah in Kalaburgi district of Karnataka, which is visited by people of all religious communities.
Communal harmony is a required facet for maintaining peace and tranquility in a multicultural and diverse society like India. For this, social fabric of the country has to be nurtured by connecting all individuals from all spheres with one another. A major role in connecting individuals of different religious communities and bringing them under one roof in the Kalaburgi district of Karnataka is done by the dargah of Hazrat Siddhi Basha. People from far and wide visit this holy site to offer their prayers to the Sufi saint.
जो है यहाँ हिंदू मुसलमान सभी आते हैं और यहाँ जो है नियाज होती है, सरकार का कर्म होता है और इनका सिलसिला नहीं है और जो है पब्लिक सभी आते हैं और कर्म पाते हैं सरकार के पास और ये वाक़या है सरकार का, सिद्धि बाशा में सरकार का इसमें गिरामी.
Situated away from the hustle and bustle of the main town, the dargah is placed in a peaceful compound where the atmosphere is full of positivity. It is believed that the Sufi saint fulfills the wishes of all those who come here from different corners of the country. People of all religions have deep faith in the saint who throughout his entire life worked for the welfare of humanity.
यहाँ पर हर कौम के हर मज़हब के लोग आते हैं और अपनी अपनी मन्नतें लेके आते हैं. पूरी होने के बाद अपना नज़र नियाज करते हैं. हिंदू अपने कल्चर से करते हैं, मुस्लिम अपने कल्चर से करते हैं. कल्चर का जो है ना यहाँ पर मिलाप होता है, एक दूसरे की जो है ना समझते हैं लोग चीज़ और एक दूसरे को मानते हैं. ऐसी चीज़ें होनी चाहिए देश में कि जो है ना एक दूसरे के कल्चर को रेस्पेक्ट करे, एक दूसरे की कम्युनिटी को रेस्पेक्ट करे, एक दूसरे की कल्चरल और जो सिविलाइजेशंस हैं वो एक दूसरे का जो है ना लिहाज रखें. यहाँ परफेक्ट एग्जांपल है. यहाँ पर आते हैं, हर कोई आता है, अपनी जो है ना मुरादें पूरी कर लेता है. अल्लाह ताला इनकी जो है ना ये साहिब मज़ार की तरफ से पूरी करते हैं. तो हमें चाहिए कि ऐसा कुछ माहौल बनाना चाहिए.
Since ages, the Sufi saints like Hazrat Siddhi Basha have propagated the message of spiritualism and harmony in our country, and their teachings are still playing a significant role in strengthening the threat of secularism.
The country is all set to celebrate its 75th Independence Day. To mark the day, a series of events are being observed all across India under Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav. Jammu and Kashmir too has actively organised a number of programs under the same. Have a look.
The Srinagar Valley got soaked in colours of patriotism as the Indian Army's music band put a musical show at the Dal Lake. The band from Jammu and Kashmir Light Infantry Battalion performed renditions of the patriotic songs including "Ae Mere Watan Ke Logon," "Ae Watan Tere Liye," "Jai Ho" and many more. Held as a part of week-long Independence Day celebrations, the event aimed at spreading the message of peace and harmony among the people of Kashmir. Though the band usually performs at special occasion only, but since the last year, it has been coming to Dal ahead of Independence Day.
हमारे जगलाइट सेंटर ने ये प्रोग्राम का आयोजन किया है। हमारे सेंटर कमांडेंट की तरफ से यहाँ के आवाम को दिलों में सुकून मिले, मिल व्यवहार के रहे और आपस में प्यार मोहब्बत से रहे, यही मैसेज हमारे कमांडेंट की तरफ से आवाम को जाना चाहिए।
The hoisting of 100-meter long flag by the army at the Gulmarg town of Baramulla district was another major event in the list. The foundation stone of this tallest, iconic national flag was laid on 7th February 2021 and the project was jointly executed by the Indian Army and Solar Industries Private Limited. Symbolizing the beginning of a new era of peace and patriotism in Kashmir, the flag will also add to the glory and splendor of Gulmarg, which is already a famous ski resort. People, irrespective of their caste and community, participated in the event. School children too registered their presence. After the flag hoisting ceremony, Army also accorded honor to the flag by saluting it.
कश्मीर भारत का एक अटूट अंग है और इस अटूट अंग के इस खूबसूरत वादियों को एक तरफ से परचम को कश्मीर की खूबसूरत वादियाँ सलाम करती हैं और दूसरी तरफ से ये हमारा तिरंगा इन वादियों को सलाम करता है। तो उम्मीद है कि ऐसे ही परचम जो है ऐसी तकरीबात और ज़्यादा आने को मिले और ये एक मुझे लगता है एक पॉइंट ऑफ अट्रैक्शन बन गया है टूरिस्ट्स के लिए भी। जो उनमें एक डर था कश्मीर के रिलेटेड कि कश्मीर में संगबाजी है या यहाँ पर अब भी जो है डायनास्टिक पॉलिटिक्स खेली जाती है, लोग मारे जाते हैं, ऐसा कुछ है नहीं। कश्मीरी जितना हॉस्पिटल है दुनिया में मुझे लगता है ऐसा ही कोई होगा। मुझे लगता है कश्मीरी हॉस्पिटैलिटी के मामले में, मेहमान नवाजी के मामले में, मेज़बानी के मामले में दुनिया का 8वां अजूबा है।
This year, India celebrated its 75th Independence Day, and to mark the occasion, various events were held across the nation in which Jammu and Kashmir too showed its active participation.
Next, we bring you a few short stories about the recent developments and happenings from around the world in our section World in Focus.
Japanese company Nissin has recently introduced a new soft ice cream in Japan that has the shape of an old-fashioned circular cream roll. The cream has 2 layers, brown and white. Soft ice cream even has pudding named as the Great Buddha Pudding. Nara city, located in the center of Japan, is known as the ancient capital of Japan. It remains a famous tourist destination with historic buildings and famous the Great Buddha in Todai Temple. This pudding-inspired cafe in the city is called Pudding Forest and is run by Maho Baro Daibutsu Pudding.
奈良を発信していけたらと思っておりまして、奈良で有名な大仏様をちょっとモチーフに使わせていただいております。プリンだけではなく、もう一つの柱になるようなものが欲しくて、でそれをソフトクリームで表現したいなと思ったものですから、まず日清さんにソフトクリームのことで、特にうちはプリン専門店としてプリン味のソフトクリームを作りたいっていう相談をさせていただきました。
The soft ice cream is particular about shape as well as taste. The simple impression of circular cream attracted popularity among the younger generation and became a hot topic on social media. The cute-shaped soft ice cream is uniquely devised to make it taste like pudding. The ingenuity is that the cream has 2 layers of flavor. The collaboration between Nissin and local pudding maker has led to invention of several creative sweets attracting tourist attention. Mexico's indigenous communities recently descended on the capital Zocalo Square to mark the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. Wearing masks, folk dancers performed the Dance of the Devils, a dance that originated from Mexico's south. Its movements reportedly symbolize the escape of African slaves from the Spanish.
El motivo de esta calenda es visibilizar la presencia indígena en la Ciudad de México para que sean reconocidos nuestros derechos por parte del gobierno de la Ciudad de México. Ese es el motivo que estamos visibilizando. Ya son 12 ocasiones o 12 años que nos estamos visibilizando cada año, haciendo una calenda. Ahorita vamos a bailar, vamos a danzar, va a haber poesías, va a haber gastronomía.
According to Mexico's Census Bureau, there are some 17 million indigenous citizens in the country from over 70 distinct indigenous peoples, making it the largest population of indigenous people in America. Ishigaki Island is a popular tourist attraction in Japan. Water buffaloes are the main mode of transportation for crossing shallow strait area between small islands. All thanks to the preservation of this traditional way of transportation, the island has become a famous destination among many foreign tourists who want to ride the last historical carriages used in Japan. There are 20 rickshaw drivers working on this route, and they are in this business for over 70 years. Carts take passengers across the strait between main island of Iriomote and Yobojima, which was once inhabited by local villagers, but it is now a tourist destination for school students from neighboring area and foreigners.
牛一頭で始まったんですよ。それが口コミでどんどん広まってね、それからもう水位が足りないということで台湾から取り寄せたんですよ。だからもう口コミで広まったんですね、最初。一台だけでもう口の入表さんという方がそういうことをやってみましょうということで始まりなんですよ。
Residents say they brought the first water buffalo from Taiwan, which was only 200 kilometers from the island 80 years ago. The journey takes only about 10 minutes between Yobojima Island to the mainland, during which the cart drivers sing and play the shamisen. The image of water buffalo cart is now being associated with these islands, and it has become an icon for the region.
That's all we have for you this week. Your comments and suggestions are important to us. Do give us your feedback at myindia@nin.com. I'm your host Skyrim, and it's goodbye from the entire production team.
Subscribe TAG TV YouTube channel and press the notification button.